the Indian Institute of Science, Indian Institute of Technology in Bombay. And the title of his talk is on the Chern number of good filtrations of ideals. Please.
Thank you, Martin. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. So, it's a great pleasure to speak on this occasion of my friend Dilip Patil's super innovation from Indian Institute of Science. Uh, we'll have more time in the evening to talk about my association with Dilip, but I'm involved in some very urgent exercise in my institute. I want to just say that I have enjoyed over the years discussions with Dilip on many aspects of mathematics. We have written expository papers, and it has always been a pleasure to be in his company. And I'm sure our collaboration will continue, and Dilip will remain as young and as active as ever before. So let me begin. The title of my talk is Chern number of good filtration of ideals. Uh, Here is the outline. I will recall the concept of I-good filtrations and their examples, some basic notation for Hilbert polynomials of I-good filtrations. I will introduce the normal and tight Hilbert polynomial of ideals, and we use Riesz ring and associated graded rings in Hilbert function theory. I will introduce these. Uh, then I will recall some conjectures of Vollmer Vasconcelos on the Chern number of parameter ideal and normal Chern number of an ideal, and what was done about these conjectures. In the case of Cohen-Macaulay rings, we will see that a result due to Sam Huckabee and Tom Marley about the Chern number E1F for I-good filtrations in a Cohen-Macaulay ring implies many results. But then the main focus of the talk is not Cohen-Macaulay rings, but to understand through the Chern number when certain rings are F national and Cohen-Macaulay and other things. This is a question of Huneke, which he asked 2 years ago. And I will report some progress towards this question. So here are some examples of I-good filtrations. Take an ideal in a Noetherian ring. A sequence of ideals is called an I filtration if for all m and n, which are integers, in contains in plus 1. So it's a descending sequence of ideals. And if you multiply mth ideal and nth ideal, you get into m plus nth ideal. And I to the power n is contained in the nth ideal in the filtration. These three conditions simply say that when we construct the Riesz algebra of this filtration, it's a graded module over Riesz algebra of I. Okay. An I filtration is good, called I good, if there is an integer k, so that I n plus k is contained in the nth power of I for every n. There are many I good filtrations. The I-adic filtration is, of course, I good. We say an element is integral over an ideal if it satisfies a monic polynomial of this kind, where the coefficients are coming from the ith power of the ideal. Coefficient of x to the n minus 1 is in I, coefficient of x to the n minus 2 is in I square, and the constant term is in the nth power of I. Then we say the element is integral over the ideal, and set of all elements which are integral is called the integral closure of I. And Riesz, back in 1961, proved a remarkable theorem that if you take any Noetherian local ring which is analytically unramified, which means the M-adic completion is reduced. So in that case, the filtration of integral closure of powers of I is I good for all ideals. In fact, this property characterizes analytically unramified local rings. And one can restrict this to one single M primary ideal. Take any M primary ideal, and if in bar is I good, then the ring is, if and only if the ring is analytically unramified. So if we work in analytically unramified local rings, then we have some control over finite generation of Riesz ring of I good filtration. I want to introduce the third important I good filtration, which comes in tight closure theory. take a Noetherian ring of prime characteristic, and Q is power of P, integral power of P, and take minimal primes of the ring P1, P2, PR, and take their complement. That is called RO. Take an ideal I generated by n elements, A1, A2, AN. We define the qth Frobenius power of I, that is the ideal which is generated by the qth powers of the generators of I. The qth Frobenius power does not depend on the set of generators that you choose. Okay, this is an ideal. The tight closure is the ideal consisting of elements X so that there exists a C in RO so that CXQ belongs to the qth Frobenius power for all large Q. Okay, so that's an ideal. It's called tight closure of I. Here is the definition I will use later. An element C, which is occurring in the definition of tight closure, belonging to RO, is called a test element. If whenever X is in I star, then CXQ belongs to qth Frobenius power for all Q and for all ideals. So this element C can be used to test whether some element is in the tight closure of any ideal of the ring. So such elements are called test elements. In good situations, like in excellent rings, test elements always exist. Okay. One can prove this property that I is contained in I star and I star is contained in I bar. So if R is analytically nullified by Ries's theorem, because IN bar is I good, therefore IN star is also I good. So here is an important example, another important example of I good filtration. Okay. With an I good filtration, we can associate a Hilbert function. So take a Noetherian local ring of dimension D. I is an M primary ideal of R. The Hilbert function of an I good filtration is simply defined to be length of R mod nth ideal in the filtration. Okay. So this is generalization of usual definition of Hilbert function of an M primary ideal. How do we know that it is a polynomial? This becomes a polynomial precisely because the filtration is I good. Okay, that's exactly the condition. Now Hilbert polynomial. So there is a Hilbert polynomial associated with this filtration, and we write it in the usual fashion in terms of the binomials. E0f is the multiplicity, and then x plus d minus 1 choose d. Then we write E1f, x plus d minus 2 choose d minus 1, and so on. It's a degree d polynomial. E0f is the multiplicity of the filtration, but it is also the multiplicity of the ideal I. That is easy to prove from definition of I good filtration. And we have the constant term EDF. And we write the coefficients in alternating with the signs alternating. Okay. These are called the Hilbert coefficients of this filtration. When f is I to the n, it is the usual Hilbert polynomial of I, and EIF we will write as EII, and PIX is the Hilbert polynomial of I. If I take the normal filtration, IN bar, then PFX, we write it as PI bar X to borrow the notation from integral closure. And EIF are called normal Hilbert coefficients. Okay, and the polynomial is called normal Hilbert polynomial of I. It was first studied by David Ries in connection with rational singularities. If f is IN star, the filtration of tight closure of powers, then we write the Hilbert polynomial as Pi star X, and the coefficients are called tight Hilbert coefficients of the ideal I. And we have the tight Hilbert polynomial. Yeah. So in the Hilbert polynomial of filtration, we have the multiplicity, which is well studied. There are many formulas for the multiplicity, and the multiplicity controls many properties of the ring. For example, whether the ring is regular local ring can be characterized by E0f. E0f can also be used to characterize Cohen-Macaulay property. But the next coefficient, E1f, that has been studied extensively in the last 10 years or so. So purpose of my talk is to highlight the role of E1f. So E1F is called Chern number using the terminology that Vasconcelos said. Okay, to study the Hilbert polynomials, we often need three graded algebras. The first is the Riesz algebra of I. It's a subring of polynomial ring in one variable. It's a graded ring. The coefficient of t to the n is I sub n. It is simply a set of all polynomials in T, where the coefficient of t to the I is in the ith ideal in the filtration. Then we construct extended Riesz algebra of F, where we add negative components, and all negative components are simply the ring. The associated graded ring of F is direct sum of In over In plus 1. When F is In, then the Riesz algebras and the extended Riesz algebra and graded algebra, they are simply denoted by Ri and R prime I and Gi. If I take a d-dimensional Noetherian local ring and F is an I-good filtration, then the associated graded ring of this filtration is a finitely generated GI module, and that makes it possible to study the Hilbert polynomial. And these are the dimensions of these graded algebras. Dimension of the extended Riesz algebra is d plus 1, one more than the dimension of the local ring. Dimension of the associated graded ring is d, and dimension of the Riesz ring is d plus 1. An ideal J contained in I1 is called reduction of this filtration if GIN is IN plus 1 for all large n. This is borrowed from the usual notion of reduction of ideals that we find in papers of Northcott and Riesz. Here are some results about E1I. So Northcott proved back in 1960 that if you take a Cohen-Macaulay local ring and I is an M primary.
Just give my mobile.
Yeah, is there a question?
Hey. Mobile.
No, so there is no question here. So Northcott proved that E1 of I is bigger than or equal to 0 in a Cohen-Macaulay local ring for any M primary ideal, and equality holds if and only if I is generated by a regular sequence. So therefore, if I take I to be the maximal ideal, and E1 of the maximal ideal is 0, then M is generated by a regular sequence, which means that the ring is a regular local ring. Okay. So vanishing of the Chern number of the maximal ideal characterizes regular local rings. Okay, that's the Northcott result. Vasconcelos wanted to understand Northcott results and other results about E1 in the setting of non-Cohen-Macaulay rings. So these were the conjectures which he proposed in 2008. First is called the negativity conjecture. For any ideal Q generated by a system of parameters, E1Q is strictly less than 0. E1Q is negative if and only if R is not Cohen-Macaulay. Okay, so this is sort of negative result, but with Mandal and Balwant Singh, I proved in 2010 that if R is a d-dimensional Noetherian local ring, J is generated by a system of parameters, then the Chern number is less than or equal to 0. So therefore, the negativity conjecture actually characterizes Cohen-Macaulay ring. It is asking for a characterization of Cohen-Macaulay rings in terms of vanishing of E1Q. That E1Q is 0 if and only if R is a Cohen-Macaulay ring. So that's the negativity conjecture. Partial solutions were obtained by Ghezi, J. Hong, and Vasconcelos in 2009, and Mausami Mandal, Balwant Singh, and me in 2011. The results involve a concept for Noetherian local ring called formally unmixed. A Noetherian local ring is called formally unmixed if for any associated prime of the M-adic completion, the dimension of R completion mod P is dimension of R. Okay. One can construct counterexample to negativity conjecture if the ring is not unmixed. It is easy to construct counterexamples. Okay, so this condition is somehow needed in many characterizations using Hilbert coefficients, that the ring is formally unmixed. Ghezi, Goto, Hong, and Fuong and Vasconcelos, they settled the negativity conjecture in 2010, and they proved the following result. A formally unmixed local ring is Cohen-Macaulay if and only if the Chern number is 0 for some parameter ideal. And in fact, it will become 0 for all parameter ideals once it is 0 for some parameter ideal. Because in a Cohen-Macaulay local ring, the Hilbert function of Q, powers of Q, has no other coefficients but the multiplicity of Q. So that's the result of these 5 authors, which characterizes Cohen-Macaulay rings in terms of vanishing of E1Q for parameter ideals. Yeah. So then it is natural to expect what can you say about the normal Hilbert filtration? Okay, Chern number of normal Hilbert filtration. So here is a result of Akbar and Marley, that suppose you take a d-dimensional Cohen-Macaulay local ring and I is an M primary ideal and F is an I-good filtration and J to be any minimal reduction, then the Chern number is bounded below by sum of lengths of IN over J intersection IN, and equality holds if and only if the associated graded ring of the filtration is Cohen-Macaulay. So there is a lower bound on the Chern number, and if lower bound is achieved, if and only if the associated graded ring is Cohen-Macaulay. Yeah. They also gave an upper bound on the Chern number as in terms of sum of lengths of IN or GIN minus 1 and equality if and only if depth of GF is bigger than or equal to D minus 1. Now you can see that in the case of Cohen-Macaulay ring, if the Chern number vanishes, then the first part says that the length of IN over GIN is actually 0 for all n. And that easily translates into the condition that I sub n is Jn. So my filtration is simply consisting of powers of J, and J is a minimal reduction, so it is a complete intersection. So all the powers become powers of a complete intersection if E1F is 0. So if you apply this on powers of maximal ideal, it simply says that the ring is regular local ring. Yeah. Another corollary, if R is Cohen-Macaulay analytically unidentified local ring and take a M primary ideal, if the normal Chern number is 0, then R is a regular local ring and I is generated by a regular sequence. So Akbar-Marley theorem says that that the IN bar becomes Jn, where J is a complete intersection, and then we use a theorem of Goto, which says that in a Noetherian local ring, which is analytically unramified, if powers of a complete intersection are, if a complete intersection is integrally closed, then the ring is a regular local ring. So vanishing of the normal Hilbert coefficient of an ideal, the Chern number of an ideal, normal Chern number of ideal, characterizes a regular local ring. If R is a regular local ring, then certainly it is true for maximal ideal that E1 bar of M is 0. Okay. Now there is a positivity conjecture of Vasconcelos. He proposed at the same time in 2008. For any M primary ideal of an analytical unidentified local ring, E1 bar of I is bigger than or equal to 0. Okay. This is unlike E1 of a parameter ideal being less than or equal to 0. But if I go to a normal Hilbert coefficient in an analytical unidentified local ring, then it is always non-negative. Okay. Now this, with Mosby Mandal, Balwant Singh, we settled this conjecture in many cases. For example, two-dimensional complete local domains, analytically unidentified local ring, so that there is a Cohen-Macaulay local ring containing R and S mod R has finite length that amounts to having a Cohen-Macaulayfication. The integral closure of R is a finite Cohen-Macaulay R module. So in these cases, we proved this conjecture, but Mandal, Hong, and Goto then settled the positivity conjecture for all formally unmixed, analytically unidentified local rings. So formally unmixed now becomes sort of a necessary condition for characterization of properties of local rings, which are implied by the vanishing of the Chern number. Okay, now the last few minutes, let me go to some new results. And here we are seeking characterizations of local rings using the vanishing of the Chern number of tight closure filtration. So first I recall a Noetherian ring R of prime characteristic is called weakly F regular if all ideals of R are tightly closed. If the localization is weakly regular for all prime ideals, then the ring is called F regular. Regular local rings, polynomial rings over a field, direct cements of F regular rings, they are all F regular. This was proved by Hochster and Hunicke in their paper in, I think, 1987 or 88. Okay, so there are lots of F regular rings. There is a bigger class which is also very interesting. It is called the class of F rational rings. An ideal I of a Newtonian ring is called parameter ideal if it can be generated by height I elements. So in Brunn-Herzog, we find they want to call it an ideal of principal class, but it is also called a parameter ideal. So it requires an ideal by Krull's theorem requires at least I elements, but if it is generated by height I elements, then we call it a parameter ideal. In Newtonian ring R is called F rational if all parameter ideals are tightly closed. So of course, F regular rings are F rational because their all ideals are tightly closed. If R is a homomorphic image of a Cohen-Macaulay ring, that's not a very restrictive condition. One can prove that all excellent rings are homomorphic images of Cohen-Macaulay rings. In this situation, if the ring is F rational, then it is actually normal and it is Cohen-Macaulay. And the amadic completion is also F rational. The localizations are also F rational. Okay, so excellent F rational rings have lots of nice properties. They are normal, Cohen-Macaulay. The completion is well behaved. Localizations are well behaved. In fact, later on, it turned out that F rational rings are counterparts of rational singularities in characteristic 0. And they have many properties common with rational singularities. You will see in one example here. Take a field of prime characteristic and take polynomial ring in 3 variables. Look at this quotient ring, S mod x square plus y square plus z square. This is always F rational if P is greater than equal to 3. Okay. It follows from one result that a Gorenstein ring, if it is F rational, is actually F regular. Okay. If you take S mod x square minus y cube minus z7, one can prove it is not F rational. So one is curious to know what is the property of the exponents which is responsible for F rationality. Okay, here is another result. Take x squared minus y cube minus z5. This is F rational in large characteristic, P bigger than or equal to 11. Now, this is the result of Watanabe and Yoshida, I think. If P is bigger than or equal to 11 and the sum of reciprocals of the exponents, xa, yb plus zc, it is bigger than 1, then the quotient ring is F rational. Okay. In fact, it will become F regular because Gorenstein F rational rings are actually F regular. Okay. Now let me come back to the vanishing property of even star of Q. So as I said, if I take the filtration of the integral closure of powers of Q, that is a Q good filtration. One can associate a Hilbert polynomial with Q and star. And in the setting of Cohen-Macaulay rings, with Kriti Goyal and Vivek Mukundan, we proved that if you take Cohen-Macaulay analytically unramified local ring of prime characteristic and I generated by system parameters, then the tight Chern number vanishes if and only if R is a F rational local ring. Okay. Yeah. So this is a sort of continuing philosophy that vanishing of the Chern number gives a nice property of given local ring. Yeah. Here is a question that Hunicke asked about 2-3 years ago. Take a formally unmixed local Newtonian ring, Q generated by system parameters. Is it true that even star Q equal to 0 if and only if R is F rational? Yeah. So this is in line, it is in accordance with the previous results about vanishing of Chern number when the ring was just assumed to be formally unmixed. So his question is, move away from Cohen-Macaulay rings in the setting of formally unmixed local Newtonian ring. Can we characterize F rational rings in terms of vanishing of the tight Chern number? And this is a result that is still being written. We can construct a complete local domain of dimension 2 that is not F rational, but there is a M primary parameter ideal so that even star Q is 0. Okay. So therefore, Hunicke's question has a negative answer in dimension 2, even for complete local domain. So something deeper is going on here. Here is an example. take this ring x4, xqy, xyq, y4. This is the local ring of Macaulay curve. Its integral closure is generated by all monomials of degree 4 in x and y, and that is Cohen-Macaulay, and it is even F regular. And then one can, let me, because I don't think I have time. So let me go to, I'll skip this calculation. So this calculation says that the ring which is obtained by completing the local ring of Macaulay curve at the origin is a counterexample to Hunike's question. But that ring is not Cohen-Macaulay, of course, it's dimension 2. So we want to characterize when F rationality can be implied by vanishing of the tight Chern number. So here is the result which we have just written out. It is joint with Saint-Pierre Dubé and Pham Hung Quai from Hanoi. So the result says that if you take an excellent reduced equidimensional local ring of prime characteristic and dimension is at least 2, take test elements. Rather than taking arbitrary system parameters, take a system parameters generated by test elements. Such ideals exist if the given local ring is F rational on the punctured spectrum. There are many examples of such kind where there is a system parameters which is generated by test elements. Suppose I have such a system parameters, then R is F rational if and only even star Q is 0 and depth is at least 2. What goes wrong in the earlier example that it was a depth 1 ring. And so we were not able to, we had even star of Q was 0, but R was not even rational. I mean, not even Cohen-Macaulay. F rational rings, excellent F rational rings have to be Cohen-Macaulay. Okay. So there is a depth condition in addition to even star of Q. If I assume that depth is at least 2 and even star Q, then R is F rational, and this is a necessary and sufficient condition for F rationality. This result makes use of a crucial result proved by Lin Chuan Ma and Pham Hung Quai, which let me just flash this result. It says that length of Q star over Q can be written in terms of the local cohomology modules. It is sum of D choose I, length of HIMR plus length of what is called the tight closure of the 0 submodule in the top local cohomology module. Okay. This result will soon appear, but using this result, we are able to prove the characterization of F rationality in terms of even star Q and depth of R is bigger than equal. So I guess my time is over and I will stop presenting. Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you for your talk. Are there any questions or remarks? No questions? Everything clear? Oh, okay, so thank you very much again.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
We will continue in a few minutes, but first we have to set up the technology for the next talk.